Hello, everybody, and welcome to the North Carolina Zoo. I am Mindy,
I'm Tiffany.
and we are educators.
Yeah! We're the educators of the North Carolina Zoo, and we are so excited to be here with you today to kind of learn about some stuff.
Yeah.
What are we learning about today, Miss Mindy?
Well, our program today is called Oceans of Possibilities.
That sounds large, just
Yeah.
like a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm slightly intimidated. What are we? Okay, help me out. What about Oceans of Possibilities? What specifically are we learning today?
Well, as you know, there are many different possibilities, but we're going to start with our first topic, which is homes.
Oh, okay. So homes, well, that's kind of a big subject because homes don't all look alike. There's plenty of different types of homes.
That is right. There are plenty of different types of home. But the question I'm going to ask you and you is, what kind of things does your home do to provide for you?
Ooh. Okay. So, I didn't appreciate naps when I was younger, but now my home is my safe place. It's where I get to go home and lay down and go to sleep. So it provides me a place to rest.
Right. So that is something homes would provide for everybody, right?
What about you? What would you
about
think a home provides for you?
Let me think for a minute.
I put her on the spot.
You did put me on the spot. What does my home provide for me? You know what? Hold that thought. I am really thirsty.
So, I get it. Haha, educator. So, look, also, cutie patootie over here with Animal Crossing. So, video games too. But I believe you're going more for thirst. It provides you with water and sustenance.
You with water.
So, kind of just food and shelter and water in general. Like, those are kind of the big ones that we already know. Like, it provides us food, water, shelter, clearly. But I don't think they might have realized about like games and toys. I feel like a lot of people are ashamed to say that, but
you know what?
Yeah.
There's a big fancy word that we use for that here at the zoo. It is called enrichment.
Oh, I know that word. Yeah, that's when we encourage animals to do natural behaviors through activities and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of just keeps their brains going.
Yeah, it gives them something to do while they're on habitat.
Minecraft does that for me. I like building stuff in Minecraft. That's how my brain gets to be active, is I sit and build things, and I don't have to do it out in the heat.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Who in here likes AC?
Yes.
I love AC.
This is the first time I've gotten to be in AC today, so this is nice that we're getting to do this inside today.
Yeah.
So AC, it gives me a place to meet up with my family. Like, my family knows to meet me there.
Yeah, so like family members, a safe space for you guys to hang out.
Yeah. And so, okay, homes. We've covered what their general purpose is. Homes look different to different people. For me, I do have a house, but I used to live in an apartment with a bunch of other people, and that was an experience in itself. Having roommates versus just living by yourself, having tons of siblings. What other ways can people live?
What other ways can people live? Mobile homes?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like, my Nana lives in a mobile home.
Yeah.
And some people just live like in really fancy condos in the city. I live in the middle of nowhere.
I live out in the country.
Out in the country, out in the woods. And so all these homes, they still serve the same purpose, no matter where they are, though.
Right.
So how does that go to oceans, though?
That is a very good question. You know, we were just talking about our different types of homes and what they provide, but beyond the houses, beyond the mobile homes, beyond the apartments, there are many other things that can be considered a home as well. Maybe not for us, but animals.
Okay, I think I get what you're throwing down. Like, give me some examples. Oh my gosh, not the singing birds.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Guys, look at this picture and tell me it does not look like they are just singing the most epic song you've ever heard. They're like, oh, it's beautiful. Okay, but how is this a home? Do you guys think this is a home?
So how is this a home?
Miss Mindy, how could this possibly be a home?
How could this possibly be a home? So if you look at the picture, they're in a nest.
Oh, okay, so the nest itself is a nice home. It's kind of like a crib for the babies.
Yeah.
And then that's also where mom knows to come back to give the babies food. That's really what's happening in this picture. I know they're not really singing, although I wish, but they're actually waiting for mama to bring them some food.
Yep. So that provides them with everything they need to survive.
What do we have next?
What do we have next? The next one's cute. Cuteness overload. I mean, the birds are cute too.
We've
but
got
this is
different
really
opinions
cute.
on this one.
What about this?
Now, isn't that our state mammal right there, Miss Mindy?
Yes, it is.
We have the world's most endangered canine here in North Carolina, but this is our state mammal.
Right?
The gray squirrel?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, how is this a home? It kind of looks like my brother and I just sitting there trying to stuff ourselves into a pillow case, just
I mean, if you feel safe in there.
I don't know. But they're all squished together. They can't possibly be happy there.
So this little hole in a tree, that's a whole family of squirrels using that hole in a tree as a home. And they may have food stashed in that home.
Oh, I did hear that squirrels are very good at remembering where they hide their nuts and everything like that. Oh, I'm excited about this next one.
I love it. This is one of my favorites. Who considers this a home?
Now, I don't know if I would consider this a home.
It would be a little cold for us.
True. Although I do like the cold way better than the heat.
Yeah.
But how on earth is this a home? They're just sitting outside.
So that's a good question. You see all that around the water?
The ice?
Yeah. The ice.
The ice is their home. Oh.
So they used to sea ice. This is a polar bear, in case you didn't know. They used to sea ice to be able to, be out of the water and be with their families.
Oh. They hunt with it, don't they?
Yes, they do. They do hunt on the sea ice. Basically, they'll wait. You see that hole in the background with the water in it?
Let's see. Maybe I can help out.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the giant hole?
Yeah, the giant hole. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be an itty bitty little hole. Yes, I do in fact see the hole with the water in it.
So this polar bear would go over there and just kind of wait for a seal to pop up.
Oh.
And guess what a seal is to the polar bear? Food. That is lunch.
They provide food, so then I guess that does fit what we were talking about in terms of the definition of a home. It provides a place to sleep, a place to be, it has shelter, and it has food for them.
Yep.
Huh.
The ocean does as well.
Oceans of possibilities.
Oceans of possibilities. Yep, that is right. The ocean is also a type of home.
Well, that is crazy. Now, okay. I feel like you're about to throw us through a loop with this next one because I'm already a little confused. I hope you guys are keeping up. So far, we've had the bird nest, we've had the hole in the tree, and we've had ice water. Some unusual homes, to say the least. But what on earth is the next one in your hand?
That is a very good question.
Friends, can you help me out with this? What is this? It looks like my backyard after a really rainy day.
Really?
Yeah.
You may have a lot of life back there.
Oh.
Ooh. Does anybody know what this is a picture of? Water? I've gotten answers like swamp.
Oh, I heard marsh once. Marsh was a really good answer.
Yeah. But there is a technical term for this one. All of those are correct.
Hold on, I think I got this.
You do?
I remember something about sometimes scientists aren't the most creative on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is a type of land that is wet. And so it's called the wetlands, right?
That is correct. This is a picture of the wetlands.
Really creative naming. I see where they got it. Okay, so how is this a home? It just looks like a mess.
So if you look at the picture a little closely, you can see there are a bunch of plants there. And you may not be able to see it underneath, but there's lots of things that live there as well that call this a home.
So I know we've done this before with another family or another group of kids, and they taught me a lot. So they were naming, let's see, they named ducks could live there. Like, ducks were the weird one for me because I would have never thought ducks. I don't know why. My brain just doesn't go there. But they said ducks, and I was like, well, that's a fantastic example.
Yeah.
We've heard alligators, frogs, salamanders. I'm sure there's tons of animals that can call this place home.
Tons of them.
What on earth is this?
This is my bag.
Did you make this, Miss Mindy?
I did make it.
I'm so proud
and
of you.
I have to show it to you. It has otters on it.
Guys, she worked so hard on this. It is so cute.
And
Now, what is this bag?
it's called my wetland metaphors.
Ooh.
So let's do an activity real quick. You want
Do I have to stick my hand in there?
Yes, you do.
This is only slightly dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try this at home.
I mean, we are at a zoo.
We are at the zoo. It's fine. We're okay. But okay, hold on. Am I really okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I have it for you today. A strainer?
Yeah.
How? Okay. So I use this for noodles, as my dog likes me to call it. I say noodles. So whenever I'm making myself some mac and cheese, I use this. How on earth are the wetlands like a strainer?
That's a very good question. You know how when you're straining out your noodles, you're getting all the water out of it? And you keep the noodles?
Yes, because who likes watery mac and cheese?
Exactly.
I mean, so maybe one of you does, but try it without the water.
Yep, yep. So
Okay.
that's the concept, is the wetlands kind of act as a strainer. They strain out all of that unwanted stuff and leave all the goodies behind.
Oh. Now, wait a second. I know I said that scientists call wetlands wetlands because it kind of makes sense, but is there a definition for what a wetland is?
You know what? I'm going to give you the simplified version of the definition because there's like 3 different definitions. But I read that wetlands is an area that either stays wet all year or some parts of the year.
So it's just wet.
So just wet, yeah.
All right then. Well, okay. Glad we got through that. Strainer, get out of here. Going back in the bag. Let's see. What else can I find? Guys, she knew I was tired.
Aw.
Thank you, Miss Mindy. You can keep talking now. It's a pillow. Now, tell the peeps out there how the wetlands are like a pillow while I go take a bath.
Okay. The wetlands are like a pillow because they serve as a resting place for migratory birds.
Ducks.
Yes.
We said ducks.
We did say ducks.
Okay, so they get to rest. Oh, hold on, what's a migratory bird?
That's a very good question. Have you ever heard of, I don't know, traveling to the beach?
Yeah, especially right now. It's
we
holiday
love the
weekend.
beach. So migratory means that you are traveling.
So kind of like geese, when it's cold up north, they'll move south?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Just
that
like
is
that.
like migration.
Yep.
The great movement of birds. The other animals do it too. Butterflies do it too, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Haha, see, I know things. All right, where are we going with the next one?
You're gonna pull more out.
I am. Let's see. Now, I took a shower this morning. What are you trying to say to me?
I don't
With
know.
some soap. All right, it even says soap. Now, tell me how the wetlands, this muddy, gross-looking area, is anything like soap.
Now you're thinking it's dirty, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's muddy, it's swampy, but the wetlands clean all the water before it hits the ocean.
Oh, okay, but maybe it is like some soap.
And other watery areas like streams and stuff like that.
I guess I just need to give you more credit. Like, apparently, you put some thought into this.
I have.
I like it. All right. Oh, this one's heavy.
Uh-oh.
I'm ready.
I thought you'd be hungry.
I mean, I am. I haven't had lunch yet, but still. Okay, we've got a can of soup.
Yep.
Not sponsored, ladies and gentlemen. Now, well, how is the wetland like a can of soup?
That's a good question. So the wetlands are like a can of soup because they provide animals with all kinds of things to eat.
Well, then that makes sense. This one can of soup is meant for 2.5 people. I don't know what size 2.5 people they think are going to be eating this can of soup. But how many, like, just random thought, how many animals do you think can survive in the wetlands with the level of food that they have?
Wow. So
I know,
there's
it's a hard
lots of different types of food in there.
Right?
Fish.
So it's not even just like a single can of soup. We got fish, arachnids, bugs, insects. We got
All the
tons of
yummy
stuff that is, yes, all living in this area. So it's food for a bunch of different species, just not certain individuals. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last thing I said?
Can of soup,
Mm-hmm.
providing food.
Thank you.
All right. And we have the next thing in our bag.
Alrighty. Oh, I shouldn't look. That was silly. What? I forgot how this works. All right. Y'all. Coming at you with a whisk. Let's go. Now, how is it like a whisk?
That's a very good question.
Am I making a cake?
Yeah, who all has made a cake? I have.
My husband makes them for me.
Awesome. So you know
I'm
when
spoiled.
you use a whisk, you're mixing oxygen into your batter. That is very important.
Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
I just learned something. I just thought it was for mixing it together.
And all the other ingredients as well for baking a cake. When it comes to the wetlands, though, nice demonstration.
Thank you. Felt like it
Nice.
needed it.
When it comes to the wetlands, they act as a whisk because they whisk all the oxygen
Uh-huh.
and other nutrients into the wetlands to keep it healthy.
Did you see me catch that?
Yeah, I did. That
I'm
was very good.
Talented.
You were talented.
But okay, so it mixes oxygen into the water, or just like in general, just mixes like.
Basically into the water and other nutrients as well.
Oh yeah. I am ready, sweet friends.
Ready again?
Good vibes only, ladies
Good
and gentlemen.
vibes.
Good vibes. Oh, oh, it's damp. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? It's a sponge. All right, tell me about the sponge.
All right, so this is one of my favorite things to share about the wetlands. The wetlands act as a sponge and catch all the extra water. Basically, yeah.
I was
And
soaking up
So
my
guess
imaginary
what
water.
that does for us? If we have wetlands in our backyard, it keeps our homes from flooding.
And that's super important because I did say that my house gets a lot of water behind it. My
Mhm.
land loves to hold water, and so that's very helpful that it's not impacting my house.
Yeah.
Because water damage is serious.
Mhm.
So cool. They can actually be helpful to us too, and not just the animals
Yep.
that live there. Okay. Also, I do know things too. It's just not my turn yet.
Now we have a couple more things in this bag.
I don't want that one yet. You gotta help me hold it up. Is that the last one I have? She's like, no, you must like work for it. Oh, it is the last one I
I'm
suppose.
gonna make you work for it.
That's what
I
you
mean,
get.
you work it.
That's what you get for breaking it. Okay, so are you calling me a child?
Yeah,
A baby?
yeah.
An
Maybe.
infant? All right, I understand. But still, why did you give me a baby bottle?
So the reason why you pulled a baby bottle out of my wetlands bag is because the wetlands serve as a nursery for baby animals.
Kind of like that nest.
Yeah.
So it's like a little crib for the babies.
Yep.
Imagine growing up in a swamp. Like Shrek.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Now, these two little ones in here that I was like fighting to get,
Yeah.
how are they like metaphors for a wetland?
So what do you have?
What do you guys think they are? Let's see, this one right here first. Can you guys tell me what you think it is? It's a frog. And then how about this one? This one would be a salamander. So very good. Now, I guess these are just animals that live there, or do they have any special meaning to them?
So they're types of animals that live there, as well as they also have a special meaning. So we've listed different animals, during this program that may live in the wetlands and call it home. We've listed ducks, we've listed, what else did we list? Fish.
I said alligator at one point. We've got frogs, toads. We've got reptiles that live there.
Yep.
We said some of the insect species, spider species that live there.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of things. Oh, and then I can't even get into the water part. Like, I don't know fish like you do. But there's tons of animals that live there. So how are they important?
So they represent the biodiversity. I have to throw a fancy science term at you.
We do that every now and then.
Yeah, we do. So biodiversity, let's break that down. Bio means life, and diversity means different and many. So those key words there. So what I'm getting at is there's many different types of life that live in the wetlands.
Oh, I like it. That just makes me happy because we should have more species.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know about you guys, every person has their own thing that makes them special. And so same thing with the animals. Each one brings its own characteristics and joy and their own special skills to their life, to their living space.
Yeah.
Same thing at home. But yeah, it's a home again. We brought it back around, ladies and gentlemen. So I heard through the grapevine that we have some animals to show these people.
You would be right. It's not just a rumor.
Oh my gosh, we at the zoo, we have animals? So would you like to show them our first animal?
I would.
I am super excited. I do, no, never mind. I was about to say, I also realized that I'm not trained on the second one. And so I could do the first one first if you wanted to. Whichever you would like to do.
I want to start with the one you're not trained on.
All right then, brag about it. Then I'll move over to this side and I'll talk about the benefits of these types of animals while you get ready and bring them out.
Awesome.
So, hi friends. My name again is Tiffany. Nice to see you all. So, the animal that we're going to be bringing out is a type of amphibian. Amphibians are animals that go through a life cycle. They don't come out just looking like their adult forms. They come out of eggs. They go through different phases until they become adults. Now, what's really cool about amphibians is that they have the ability to do something through their skin that we generally can't. So I want you to do this with me real quick. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, now in through your mouth and out through your nose. Wait. Okay, you got it? Now, here's a hard one. I believe in you, I believe in me. Let's do this. Breathe in through your nose and out through your skin. Ready? Did you do it? I really tried. Okay, let's try it again. In through our mouths, out through our skin. Ready? So, Mindy is getting our friend, but I wanted to explain to you about amphibians. So, amphibians are super important to the environment because they can do something that humans can't. So, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Relaxing, right? Okay, now try again, but the other way around. Breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose. Pretty easy, right? Now, here's the challenge. Breathe in through your nose and out through your skin. Ready? Did it work for you? Did y'all just see that wasp fly by? He was like, no, it didn't work for her either. I can't breathe through my skin. Could you breathe through your skin? Well, amphibians can breathe through their skin, and so they're extremely important to our environment. So they go through a life cycle, they breathe through their skin. That must mean they're pretty important, especially in the talk that we're having right now about oceans of possibilities. So Miss Mindy has our friend with us, and I think she's gonna teach us about how this animal is important to wetlands and just in general. So, Miss Mindy, are you ready?
I am.
Oh my goodness, they chunker.
I'm trying to grab a hold of him because he is very wiggly.
I haven't met him yet, so this is adorable. Look at. Oh my goodness. I got you. I'll bring it down.
Thank you.
My goodness. Okay, tell us about this friend.
So this is a western tiger salamander. His name is Zona, and he is very wiggly. I apologize. So...
Listen, don't apologize for adorableness. Now, but would it make it easier if you got to like step back and hold him and I kind of just zoomed in with him?
It probably would. Because he is super wiggly, and I don't want to drop him because, as you said before, they're sensitive.
Right.
So
that's why you're wearing gloves.
Yes. Look at him.
What is he covered in?
Oh, that is called Eco Earth. That's his substrate. That's basically what we put in his home to hold moisture for him.
Okay. So because they breathe through their skin, they need to have a nice moist environment?
Yep. So this is a western tiger salamander, so that means they live in the western part of the United States, like Arizona and Montana. Also found in Ohio and Kentucky. And they get their name because of these stripes on their skin.
Oh.
So he kind of looks like a tiger. Look at them tiger stripes. Tiger salamander. And he's also very aggressive when it comes to eating.
My goodness.
Yes.
That is aggressive?
Yes, they are very aggressive eaters.
What does he eat?
That's a very good question. What do you think he eats?
Well, I used to take care of an eastern tiger salamander, and we gave them worms and crickets and stuff like that. So does he eat anything different?
So he eats mainly crickets, but in
okay.
the wild, in their natural habitat, they would basically eat the same things you just listed. He's really crawly, really.
So he can breathe through his skin.
Yep.
Is that why you're wearing gloves?
That is why I'm wearing gloves. So anything that we think is clean is not clean for them.
Like soap.
Yeah, like soap or lotion or hand sanitizer. We don't want them to be able to breathe that in because it can make them really sick.
Okay. Oh, he's starting to relax now. Oh, I think I just thought of a thought, but I want to use it for the next animal because I want to use all my big words.
Yeah.
So, do you have any other things you want to tell us about Mr. What did you say? Zona? Is it because
Zona.
they're from Arizona?
Yep.
Oh,
That is
creative.
exactly why.
Creative.
So real quick, since he's so wiggly, I am going to put him back in his container because we want to protect him. We don't want him falling on the floor and getting sick. And I'll actually show you his container. There we go. So this is what we call his home away from home. This is his travel carrier. This is what keeps him safe whenever he does programs with us.
It looks a lot more comfortable too.
It does. And look at him. He's already trying to dig into the substrate. So these salamanders like to live like in streams as well as underground.
Oh.
Yep.
So is that what sets them apart from newts? Because aren't newts similar to salamanders?
They are similar. So yes, that is what sets them apart from newts. Newts are more aquatic. And salamanders can come up on land at times. But they still need those moist environments to be able to survive.
Now, I think I have you beat with my animal.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Especially on the cuteness level.
Okay, so one more thing I'd like to add about my animal, though, is it's the largest terrestrial salamander.
Really?
Yes.
North Carolina, we're known for the amount of salamanders we have. We have
Yep.
some like the most diverse species of salamanders in one state, right?
We do.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Well,
And
I guess hellbenders would be considered aquatic, so that
Yes.
he's the largest on land.
terrestrial on land. A few more things about Zona here is he is roughly 4 years old. And he can grow up to 9 inches long, maybe longer than that.
That's crazy. He's already he's a
already
big boy.
big. You've seen my hands.
Yeah.
I do have very small hands, but still, he's really big, and he's very food motivated. He wanted my glove a few times.
Did he?
So I guess you're ready to show off your animal.
I do, and I am. I'm ready.
All right. Everybody say goodbye to Zona.
Bye, Zona.
He is hiding under his leaf.
He says bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, friends. So I have, hey, this is my teeth. Oh, I need your help, friend, to lift this back up. Hi. Let's see if I can do it. Haha, I don't need your help. I got this.
Oh, okay. Look at you.
I did it all by myself. So I have an animal with you that is not an amphibian, but is also considered cold-blooded. That's a word that we don't use very much around here just because it's not completely accurate, but maybe you have a guess of an animal that's cold-blooded that might live in a wetland? Did you guess a turtle? If you did, you're correct. So this is Franklin. Franklin is an eastern box turtle, and he is an absolute goober. Look at this majesty sticking the leg out. He's posing for you. Yes, gorgeous. And so Franklin here is a very good boy. I think he sees himself in the camera and he's like, what is going on? Turtles love looking at themselves. Like they're just nosy like that. Eastern box turtles are cold-blooded animals, like I said, but like we don't use those terms anymore. So what does that mean? So when you guys run in place for a while, if you sit and jog, do you get hot after a while? You should, because your body is naturally making heat. You are naturally making energy that turns into heat in your body, and so we get hot after a while. These guys, their body does not do that the same way ours does. They don't produce their own heat, so they have to get heat from outside of their body. So, but if it's 100 degrees outside and Mr. Franklin is sitting in the dead of the heat, is his blood still cold? I wouldn't think so. So their blood isn't cold, so it's not completely accurate. So instead of cold-blooded, what we say is ectotherm. Ecto means outside, therm means heat or temperature. So they get heat or temperature from outside of their body, whereas we are endotherms. We get heat inside of our bodies. And I'm sorry if you're like, where is she looking? I can't decide whether or not I want to look at the camera or at that. And it's just, that's going on. Oh, he's waving at you like, excuse me, I'm still the famous one. He went, So this turtle is ready for his debut. So eastern box turtles, this is North Carolina's state reptile right here. They are found all over the state, and they get their name because of a really unique design to their shells. So if you look underneath right here, you get majestic, that there's a little line right here, like a hinge. So he actually can close his shell up like a box. Again, scientists aren't the most creative a lot of times. So, do you have an example of what it looks like when they're closed? Franklin is too social to close up. He is completely used to these programs. So what does it look like when they're actually in their shells?
Now, disclaimer. There is no turtle in this shell.
Okay, it is a deceased turtle that we have the shell of, and so that is what it looks like when it's completely closed. So that hinge closes up, they completely go into their body. Now, if you see a turtle shell like that and it doesn't have a turtle in it, are you going to think, well, that turtle just went and found a new shell, kind of like a hermit crab went and found a new home? Do you have something for that too?
I do.
Oh, okay. So turtles are not like hermit crabs, where if they outgrow their shell that they go and find a new shell. Their shell is very much a part of their body. So would you mind showing them which part of their body it is? Well, bam! It's their spine and their ribs. It is a part of their body, so they cannot leave it out. You cannot take your spine out and leave it behind. I have a bad back. Miss Mindy, will you give me your spine?
I've got your back.
Oh. That was too good. That was really good. But seriously though, give me your spine. Excuse me. Long nails on that spine.
I don't like it.
It didn't come out. You wouldn't have lived if I did get it out though.
No.
Same idea with the turtle. They can't just. He is so fascinated by you guys, and so he's so handsome it's distracting. They can't leave their spines behind just like we can't leave our spines behind. This is a male box turtle. We can tell that he's a male because if you look on the underside of him, there's a little divot right here. And so the females would have a completely flat plastron. No,
Yep.
yeah, plastron is the
Plastron.
underneath, carapace is the top.
Yep.
So a plastron is the bottom, a carapace is the top. So there are actually names to the shells. Box turtles are also kind of weird when it comes to the turtle world because their feet, they're not webbed. So they're not the best of swimmers. A lot of times people will see a turtle and be like, goodbye, go back to where you're from, and then toss them in the water. One, never toss an animal in the water because you never know how well they are at how good they do at swimming. But these guys, they're more terrestrial, a word we used earlier. That means they prefer the land. So Mr. Franklin here, he prefers to be on land than in the water. Now some box turtles do like to swim, but that's not an all over case. Look at this little leg. Also, they do have little tails.
Yep.
His little booty.
Now,
Yes.
you were saying they can't swim in the water. What relation do they have to the wetlands?
Oh, that's true. Well, you tell me, Miss Teacher Lady.
I will tell you because I did the
You get in here.
research. I did the research earlier today, and I was very excited to use a box turtle for this program.
We normally only use amphibians, so
Yep.
we wanted to treat you guys with something a little different today.
Yep. So, box turtles, you're not going to find them in the water, but you will find other water turtles in the wetlands. They do live there, but box turtles normally prefer forest. But in the hot points in the summertime,
Like today.
like today in the North Carolina heat, at the hottest point of the day, they may seek out the wetland areas to be able to burrow in that moist dirt to keep themselves cool.
Random thing. Don't reptiles, in order to be a reptile, they have to have scales?
Yes. they
Where are the
do.
scales on this animal?
So the scales are up here.
What? Their shells have scales.
Yes.
These are really specialized scales called scutes on the outside of their shell. So this coloration right here is actually, I'm sorry, I scared you, is actually their scales. And so as they grow, these continue to grow. They get little rings on them, but they can also fall off and you can find their scutes. This is from a much bigger animal.
Yep, much bigger.
That's a desert tortoise, I
Yep.
believe? Yeah, so they also have scutes. All right, my friends, would you like to say goodbye to our famous actor here? Goodbye, Franklin. Goodbye. And he's just going to swim off.
So how can we help these areas?
So when it comes to wetlands, I know a lot of people think that they're just empty, barren areas because it's very watery. So sometimes people think it's a good place to dump stuff and like throw their trash out. But we just learned that it's a home and we don't really dump our stuff in other people's homes. So why don't we think about it that way for animals too? So picking up trash, recycling, doing our best to, we had somebody at the zoo the other day who, we have this new activity book and there's one that asks them to say, how can you help protect local wildlife?
Oh.
And one of our guests actually drew, it was really cute, drew a picture of a person with a trash bag and then one of those little clicky thingies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I would never think to be that responsible, because that's amazing. I would just take some gloves with me to pick up whatever I'm picking up, because you don't want to be touching other people's trash with your
That's
bare
true.
hands. You can get
Yeah.
sick, you can hurt yourself. So make sure you're prepared, but there's different ways you can do it and be prepared. So picking up trash.
Yep.
What else? What else can we do?
What about recycle?
The recycling part. I know recycling
Yeah.
can be very intimidating for
It
some people
can.
because certain things have to go into certain bins.
Yep.
But if you ask an adult, or if you're an adult and you don't know, ask another adult.
Yep.
It starts the conversation. And then just starting the conversation can inspire others to be like, well, I'm also not doing my best at recycling. Maybe I should start that up too. And so you can start a chain reaction. It's not, that's something I feel very strongly about. It's
Yeah.
not just your responsibility to change everything about the world. But if you make these small steps and everybody starts making these small steps, it makes a huge leap eventually. And that's okay. We can work together with these small steps. Now, hold on. Miss Mindy,
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting to the end of this and we're kind of like winding down.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't talked about the thing on the table that doesn't fit, like, at all.
You mean like the oceans part?
Well, I suppose.
Oh,
but
we're talking about that big thing behind you.
yes, I mean, we need to tie it back into the oceans more
We
too.
do.
So oceans themselves, I guess you'll make me take. She's keeping the suspense. Here, Miss Mindy, take 2 steps like this way so they can see. Like, I mean, come on now, don't you want to know what that's about? But no, go back over there now, hide it again. Okay. So, oceans.
That's right. I just did an entire program with you on the wetlands.
Yeah.
Right?
And how does that impact the ocean?
You know, that's a very good question. There's a saying that I learned while I was younger. You can tell me if you've learned it as well. Have you ever heard the saying, "We all live downstream"?
I've heard that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you taught me that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a similar one that I learned.
You do?
I'm a big Disney nerd, so like in Finding Nemo, Gil's talking about all drains lead to the ocean. Is it the same idea?
It's the same idea.
Oh.
Yes.
Learning something from a fish.
Yep.
Nice.
So basically, when I say that we all live downstream, we kind of do, because the fresh waterways eventually connect to the ocean.
Oh. So regardless of if we're thinking about it as a wetland,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what we do, if there's water involved, eventually it gets to that ocean.
Yep.
Now, oceans in themselves, I know that they have a ton of animals living in them.
Mm-hmm.
Whale sharks, we've got fish, we've got rays, little shrimp, the mantis shrimp out there punching stuff. Like,
Yep.
there's a ton of animals out there. What else does the ocean do for us? Oh, well, that sounded really selfish. What else does the ocean do?
So it does provide us with food. How many of you guys eat fish? You know, I like
Especially some catfish.
tuna.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
I love sushi, so any sushi, I got you.
Yep. But it also provides us to be able to breathe.
Excuse me?
Provides oxygen, just like trees.
What? Now, okay, we've learned all our lives that it's trees that give us oxygen.
Yeah.
The ocean also gives us oxygen?
Yep. And there's a lot of it.
Yeah, we're mostly water. Like, the planet
Mostly
is mostly water. And we haven't even explored a majority of the ocean.
That is
We've
true.
gone into space more than we've tried to look at our own oceans.
Yep.
Like, what? Okay, so are we getting there? Are we almost there where we can talk about the
there.
thing? All right.
Talking about different animals that live in the ocean, what do you think is next?
That thing, whatever that thing is. I don't
Yes.
know what it is, but I want to know what it is.
Do you want to pick it up?
I do want to pick it up.
Yeah, go pick it up.
What on earth is this massive animal? Now, I do think I have a guess because there are certain things on here that are giving me clues. So let's see, before she tells us what the answer is, if we can kind of look at this and work it out together. So, okay, we've got a long snout. We've got those carnassial teeth in the back. That means that they break down bones with it. They've got those sharp teeth up front. But I think the biggest hint that we have is look at that nose. Don't you just want to pick it? Like, oh, my goodness. Okay, so that nose. Oh, look how big this mouth is. What? Okay, what animal is this, Miss Mindy?
So that is a polar bear.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Because polar bears, they have the best sense of smell in the animal kingdom.
Yep.
So this big old nose, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Now, that goes back to what you said in the beginning about
Yep.
Holmes and the polar bear.
I did hint about it
I've
at
been
the
paying attention.
beginning.
Now imagine, this is what's actually going on there.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Now, disclaimer, this is a replica. It means it's a copy of a polar bear skull.
Yeah, it's made out of plastic.
Yep.
The real ones are super heavy, so I would not be able to manipulate it like I do with a plastic one.
Yep.
But, so polar bears, they need the ocean.
Mhm.
And also they need a nice cold ocean because they use
Yep.
those ice flows are what it's called, to hunt for their foods. And we kind of talked about that
Yeah, the
earlier.
little hole there.
Look at, pretty awesome. And that's because their main main prey species is
The seal.
Ayo. So yeah, they need to be able to eat those seals. And so they need the ocean to be healthy enough for them to actually utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are living in a house and that house is missing an entire wall and it's just open to the elements and there's no roof on it, it's not the most secure house, is it? No. Same thing with the ocean and then the polar bears. We want to make sure that each aspect of it works together to make a nice, sustainable house for them.
Yep.
Oh, also you have a paw print.
I do have a paw print.
So, Miss Mindy, when we look at that foot, we know that they use it to walk on ice, kind of like how humans, all of our weight is centered in one space. So it makes it more dangerous for us to walk on ice.
Yep.
This is kind of like a snowshoe.
Yep.
And they have small claws that help them with their friction on the ice. So what can these guys do? Like my friends out there, what can they do to help with the animals?
What can they do to help with the animals?
Or just with the oceans?
With oceans. So let's go back to the wetlands. You guys can do the same things that you do for the wetlands as you would do for the oceans.
Well, could we provide them with a pledge of some sort?
We could. Let's make a pledge. You know, I made a pledge, and guess what? I tied in salamanders with the polar bear.
Here, I think actually if I do this, let's see. Nope, can't do it. I tried. I was going to try and flip it for you, but I can read it. Well, or you can because it actually says your name on it.
Yeah, I'll read it.
You're going to be all official about it?
Yes, I am. I am very excited about this pledge. So it says, I, Mindy Benfield, pledge to keep learning about wildlife and wild places and to encourage others to take the journey with me. And that's part of what we're doing today, is encouraging you guys to take the journey with us.
Yeah, that's the exciting part. So we are challenging you guys. So as much as we name some things that you can do, a lot of those are big, big things. If you can come up with some smaller things that you and your family can do to make a change, that makes all the difference. So maybe sit down, get a sheet of paper, and write it out. Say, I, with your name, and then how you anticipate being able to make those changes, make those differences for the world. It can be like, I pledge not to litter. Let's see, what's something I can pledge right now?
Turn the water off while you're brushing your teeth, right?
I pledge to try and use less straws. I like to eat, or I like to go out to eat with my friends, and they always try and give me straws. I should probably just use less and say, you know what, I can just drink from the cup, it's okay.
Yep.
And that, it's a small thing, but if a lot of us do it, it makes a big impact.
Yep.
So I think that'll be one thing that I add to my little list.
That's a good idea. And I'll add my turning the water off while I'm brushing my teeth to my
It's
list.
so difficult sometimes.
It
because
is.
you like the sound as you're brushing your teeth.
I do.
Friends,
We're
is
ready.
it time for us to say goodbye?
It is time. I'm so sad.
I'm gonna miss you guys. This has been so very much just so fun. So I'm gonna miss you so very much. That's what I tried to say. I got too excited because I was letting you know how much I'll miss you.
Yep.
But we hope that you enjoyed this version of your library program,
Yep.
Oceans of Possibilities. We are so excited to be able to teach with you today and learn with you today. Remember, we got to see what kind of animals?
We got to see a tiger salamander, which is an amphibian.
And an eastern box turtle, which is a type of reptile, both of which are animals that use wetlands as their homes.
Yep.
And so we learned about wetlands and how the waters all lead to the ocean eventually, and everything we do makes an impact.
Yep.
And so we hope you guys have a wonderful day. It was good to see you, and come to the North Carolina Zoo and see us. If you ever see us, come and wave and be like, we saw you.
Yes,
and we'll
we're
be like,
famous.
besties, let's go. All right, friends, we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.